$30 million can disappear from a Las Vegas casino vault in exactly 7 minutes if you know how to hack the security system, override the electronic locks, and have a team coordinated precisely enough to load the cash while security thinks everything is normal. That's what 3 computer engineers with gambling debts and inside knowledge decided to prove on a Saturday night in November 1987, and they almost succeeded. The heist was flawless. The escape plan was brilliant. The private jet waiting at a remote airfield would have them in Mexico before anyone realized the vault was empty. But the one variable they couldn't account for was a black Trans Am with GPS tracking capabilities driving through the desert between Vegas and LA, whose police scanner picked up the emergency broadcast, and whose AI computer could calculate flight paths faster than air traffic control. This is the story of the biggest cyber heist in casino history and why the thieves never made it past the runway. Saturday night, November 14th, 1987, 11:47 p.m. The Mirage Casino vault, 3 levels underground, held $30 million in cash waiting Monday Federal Reserve pickup. 5 security levels, biometric scanners, time-delayed locks, motion sensors, cameras, armed guards. Should have been impenetrable. Marcus Chen, 34, head of casino IT security, 8 years at the Mirage, designed half the protocols himself, knew every vulnerability. Also had 400,000 gambling debts to people who didn't accept late payments. Solution: recruit 2 engineers with similar problems, spend 6 months planning, execute hack so sophisticated security wouldn't know they'd been robbed until thieves were out of country. The hack started 11:47 p.m. Marcus on duty in security control room, legitimate shift. His partners Robert Zhang and Kevin Park in van 3 blocks away with laptops running custom software. Software did 3 things simultaneously: looped vault camera feeds, showing footage from 30 minutes earlier, disabled motion sensors sending false signals, unlocked time-delayed electronic locks, exploiting backdoor Marcus installed during maintenance 3 months ago. At 11:47, vault locks disengaged, security monitors showed empty vault, no movement, all normal. But actual vault was open. Marcus, wearing maintenance coveralls, took service elevator down. 2 guards outside knew him. Evening Marcus, late maintenance. Yeah, diagnostics on backup power. 20 minutes. Guards waved him through. Inside stacks of cash in sealed bags. Marcus had hydraulic cart hidden in tool bag. Loaded 30 bags, 500,000 per bag, 15 million. 4 minutes. At 11:51, wheeled cart out. Guards saw maintenance guy pushing equipment, normal. Service elevator to parking garage. Robert and Kevin waiting with van. Transferred bags 90 seconds. Marcus changed clothes, got in van. 11:53 drove out. Security scanned parking ticket, validated 3 hours ago. Gate lifted. They were out. Second part, go back for other 15 million. Too risky to take all 30 at once. At 12:52 a.m., executed second run. Same hack, same process. Loaded remaining 15 bags. 30 million total. Out by 12:56 a.m. Vault security still showing loop. Everything normal. Theft wouldn't be discovered until Monday Federal Reserve pickup. Thieves planned to be in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. New identities by then. Escape plan: drive Vegas to private airfield 40 miles outside LA. Small airport, corporate jets, minimal security. Pilot waiting with Learjet 35. Flight plan filed to Tijuana. Once Tijuana, cross Cabo by car, distribute money offshore over months. 6 months planning. Started falling apart 1:14 a.m. when night supervisor did random vault camera check. Noticed timestamp cycling incorrectly. Realized looped footage. Hit alarm. Guards opened vault with emergency override. Empty. 30 million gone. Supervisor called LAPD and FBI. Emergency broadcast casino robbery. 30 million stolen, suspects unknown, likely fled toward California. David driving Kit through desert on Interstate 15 heading LA after Vegas promotional appearance when Kit's scanner activated. David detecting emergency broadcast. Major robbery at Mirage Casino. 30 million stolen, suspects believed heading California on Interstate 15. David's attention sharpened. 30 million was serious. Kit more details. FBI coordinating with LAPD and Nevada State Police. Suspects 3 individuals, white commercial van, license unknown, estimated departure Vegas 1 to 2 hours ago. Law enforcement setting roadblocks major routes out of Nevada. David thought, white van, 1 to 2 hours ahead, 30 million cash. Kit, if they're smart, they're not staying major routes. They'd avoid 15 entirely, where else could they go? Kit, processed. Alternative routes avoiding Interstate 15 checkpoints, Route 95 south to Needles, Route 127 through Death Valley, or private airfield access for flight. That's what I'd do. Roadblocks don't matter if you're flying. Can you identify private airfields within range? Kit searched, identifying airfields with runway for small jets, minimal security, within 2-hour drive Vegas. 3 candidates, Barstow Daggett, Apple Valley, Jean Airport. Cross-referencing recent flight plans. Pause, 1 relevant. Learjet 35 filed flight plan from Jean Airport to Tijuana. Departure scheduled 2:30 a.m. Filed 6 hours ago before robbery reported. That's it. File plan in advance so it looks legitimate. Jean Airport close to Vegas, small enough to avoid scrutiny. Drive time from Mirage to Jean. Approximately 45 minutes. David checked time. 1:17 a.m. If Thieves left midnight heading Jean for 2:30 a.m. departure arriving soon. Kit, how far from Jean? 62 miles. Maximum speed 38 minutes. Go maximum speed. Contact FBI. Kit connected FBI frequency transmitted information. Response immediate. Civilian vehicle, identify yourself. This is David Hasselhoff. My vehicle's computer analyzed escape routes and flight plans. Suspects heading Jean Airport for 2:30 a.m. departure to Tijuana. Skepticism. Mr. Hasselhoff, we appreciate assistance but we have resources handling. Do you have anyone at Jean Airport right now? Silence. We're coordinating with local. That's no. I'm 38 minutes away with GPS tracking and communication. Either work with me or I drive there anyway and try to stop them myself. Longer silence. Proceed to Jean Airport. FBI units en route. ETA 55 minutes. Do not engage suspects. Observe and report only. Understood. Kit accelerated through desert maximum speed. Road empty, dark except stars. At 1:42 a.m. Kit's long-range scanner detected something. David, detecting white commercial van matching description, Route 604 approaching Jean Airport. Range 8 miles ahead. License plate. Scanning. Plate registered rental company Las Vegas, rented 3 days ago under fraudulent corporate account. High probability suspect vehicle. Stay on them. Don't let them know we're tracking. Kit maintained distance following van as it turned toward Jean Airport. Small airport. Single runway, few hangars, control tower probably unstaffed. Van pulled into parking near private aviation terminal. 3 men got out, started unloading bags. Heavy bags. 30 of them. 500,000 each. 15 million in van. David realized they made 2 trips, left 15 million somewhere else. 3 men worked quickly, moving bags toward Learjet parked on tarmac, engines running, pilot in cockpit. David called FBI. Suspects at Jean Airport now, loading money onto Learjet 35, maybe 10 minutes before airborne. Where are your units? Closest unit 23 minutes out. Can you delay without engagement? David looked. 3 men, 30 bags cash, jet engines running, pilot ready. If airborne, Mexican airspace in under hour. Extradition complicated. I can try. He pulled Kit into airport access. Headlights off, approaching quietly. Thieves focused on loading. Didn't notice black Trans Am until Kit's high beam suddenly activated, flooding tarmac with light. 3 men froze, shielding eyes. David's voice through Kit's external speakers amplified. Stop. FBI is en route. Put the bags down. Nobody moved. Then one man, Marcus Chen, based on body language, decided, get the money on plane. We're leaving now. Grabbed remaining bags, running toward jet. David couldn't let them take off. If that jet got wheels up, 30 million disappeared into Mexico. Split-second decision. Kit, block the runway. David, that's extremely dangerous. They're about to escape with 30 million. Block the runway. Kit accelerated forward, tires smoking, positioned directly in middle of runway 300 yards ahead of takeoff roll. Jet's engines increased power. Pilot going to try anyway. David stood beside Kit, watching Learjet begin moving. Started rolling, picking up speed, heading straight toward Kit. Pilot thought David would move, or committed regardless. 200 yards. 150. David didn't move. 100. Jet's nose lifted. Pilot preparing rotation. 75. Then pilot realized David wasn't moving. Black Trans Am in middle meant either abort or crash. Slammed brakes. Jet's tires screamed, reverse thrust engaged, shuddering rapid deceleration. Stopped 50 yards from Kit. 3 men inside Jet knew it was over. Doors opened, came out, hands up. 30 bags cash still inside aircraft. At 2 or 3 a.m., FBI arrived. Lights and sirens. Agents secured 3 suspects. Confirmed cash recovery. All 30 bags. 15 million in Jet. 15 million still in van at parking. Total $30 million. FBI agent in charge approached David. Mr. Hasselhoff, I don't know if I should thank you or arrest you for interfering. You blocked active runway with personal vehicle. David shrugged. Jet was fleeing with stolen money. I provided obstacle that prevented escape until you arrived. If I hadn't, they'd be in Mexican airspace filing extradition paperwork. Agent sighed. You're not wrong. Mirage is going to want to thank you personally. Investigation revealed full scope. Marcus Chen spent 6 months building hack, exploiting insider access, creating backdoors. Robert Zhang and Kevin Park were software engineers recruited, all with gambling debts. Plan sophisticated, looped cameras, disabled sensors, time-delayed lock override, executed perfectly. If they'd made Mexico, Casino might never recover money. But Kit's ability to analyze flight plans and identify Jean Airport as likely escape meant David arrived before Jet could take off. Runway block was critical move. Suspects charged with theft, computer fraud, conspiracy, all pled guilty. Marcus Chen got 12 years federal. Other 2 got 8 years each. Mirage recovered all 30 million, sent David check for 300,000, 1% recovery fee.
David donated it to computer literacy charity for underprivileged kids. 6 weeks later, David received framed photo from Mirage security director. Photo showed Learjet stopped on runway, kit positioned directly in path. Moment pilot realized he couldn't take off. Underneath plaque, sometimes best security system is black Trans Am that refuses to move. Thank you for saving $30 million and our reputation. David hung it next to photos from $50 million armored car and Harrison Ford and Tom Morrison's family. Because some days you're driving through desert between Vegas and LA. Some days your car's computer analyzes flight plans and identifies one escape route law enforcement hadn't covered. Some days you prove cybersecurity isn't just about firewalls and encryption. Sometimes it's about being willing to park in middle of runway and call Thieves bluff. Casino had 5 levels electronic security. None stopped hack. But Kit's GPS tracking and David's runway block stopped escape. That's difference between security that looks good on paper and security that actually works. Marcus Chen spent 6 months planning perfect cyber heist. Thought of everything: hack, timing, escape route, flight plan. Everything except possibility that civilian with AI car would intercept him at private airport and physically prevent jet from taking off. That's variable you can't plan for. That's why he's in federal prison, and $30 million is back in Mirage for technology, timing, and willingness to park your car on runway when $30 million is about to fly away.